Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and today is off the board with pineapple paper. So this is my Pinterest inspiration. It's kind of a color swatch. It's not really a mood board, but I really loved those colors together. When I was initially looking for inspiration, I was really trying to keep in mind the teal and the peach colors I had left to use with my ephemera for this month. And for whatever reason, when I found that color swatch, it immediately reminded me of this paper pad that I haven't used in quite a while. It's a die cuts with a view paper pad called Lively Geodes, and I love this paper pad. I bought it to use for a Texas vacation that I went on because it had the cactuses and everything, and it had some orange and teals, and I really liked the unique color combination that I really don't normally use. And since the Texas vacation, which I use most of the paper pad for, I've kind of forgot about the rest of the paper pad. And when I saw this inspiration picture, it really reminded me of that pad. And because it had the colors I was trying to pull in this day to use the rest of the ephemera for this kit I'm using, it just worked out really well. So you can see I pulled in this kind of peachy coral geometric 12 by 12. I have a couple scraps that are in that minty teal color family. And my goal on this one is to try to use as much as possible from this kit, because today is the layout share for How to Kill Kit with Style, and I really wanted to squeeze in one more layout to try to use as much of what I had left as possible. I still have an embarrassing amount of pocket cards left over. I still have quite a few die cuts I need to use. The chipboard circles, I want to get at least one on here, so I'm kind of starting with simple layers. I really just laid out my scraps and the pieces from that paper pad that I wanted to use in a way that made sense, plopped my photos down, and now I'm trying to use what I have left to finish it out. So you can see I went ahead and trimmed the black and white diagonal pocket card into a tag. I like that pop of black and white. I think it helps play off of this star pattern that I'm using as this horizontal layer. So I'm trying to balance this bluey teal color with the orangey peach color with having pops of black and white. And that's kind of my goal on this one, is to just get all of this used up, but keep it balanced. So I decided to use another scrap of the orangey coral to trim into another tag. I really like layering tags together. And especially, I just kind of felt like that black and white tag wasn't visually heavy enough to hold that space by itself. But once I added this second colored tag behind it, that layer, I think it really helps it look better. So I threaded both of those with black and white twine. I used some black hole reinforcers from Karen, and I'm trying to play around with how I want them layered here. There is a hole on one of the scraps from the paper pad, like branding strip, where the hole goes through, where they hang up the paper pad on the display. So I'm trying to make sure I can cover that hole up with one of these tags. So I was trying to play around with how I wanted them staggered, but I end up leaving them like this. I really like how that looks. And now I'm trying to get the star paper spaced how I want it. I'm going to go ahead and commit and glue that down. I know right away I do want some more of that orangey coral as a layer behind this black and white star. I think that orange is missing down there, so I'm trying to find a way to use this striped pocket card. I was thinking about making a third tag with it and layering it up with the other tags, but I thought that would be a little bit too extra, so now I'm trying to figure out how I can use it in my layers down there by the photo. I also have a couple small scraps of the solid, so I'm kind of struggling with needing larger paper layers, so I'm trying to be frugal and cheat how these layers look. So I took this one scrap and did a notebook edge punch just for a little bit of interest, and that's going to be on the right hand side. I like that pop of orange down there, and now I just need to incorporate that color on the left hand side, and I think that creates a nice visual triangle between the tag at the top of the page, that notebook edge on the right, and now this piece I'm adding here, which is just going to be a corner around this 4x4. So both of these pictures is Billy when he was 3 months old, we're in my apartment at UGA, and this is in our kitchen. So something he liked to do a lot that I just wanted to record as kind of an everyday thing for him is we have this little step stool. One of my roommates at this time was really short, and we each divided the kitchen into 4 quadrants because there are 4 roommates. So we each had kind of a bottom drawer, bottom cabinet, and a top cabinet. And so she needed this little step stool to reach her top cabinet. But Billy loved it because we kept it in front of this window, and it was the perfect height for him to stand on to be able to look outside. So he loved people watching because this window faces the apartment parking lot. So he'd see people come and go. So I thought it was really cute. I wanted to capture that. But this other picture of him sitting so patiently looking at me, he's facing the cabinet where I keep his dog food. And he, since he was born, would eat until he exploded. He loved eating, and so he was on time for mealtime. If it was 30 minutes before dinner time, he was sitting at his cabinet waiting for the door to magically open. So that's another thing I wanted to document, just of kind of everyday life with him at this age. I just thought those were 2 kind of really funny behaviors that he used to do a lot. So that's all this page is. It's just like cute little things that he did. You can kind of see I added that extra striped pocket card as a layer, and then I kind of felt like I needed a black solid element, something to kind of ground all of these layers. So I did use the notebook edge punch on a scrap piece of black just as a border along the bottom. I think that adds a lot of drama. I don't know. I just needed something that was kind of bold to ground all of these other layers, and I think that notebook edge punch did a really good job. I'm also planning on my title being a really juicy black foam alphabet. So I know my title is going to be a bold black, so I wanted a couple other pops of black, so that all kind of made sense. You can see here I'm focusing on my embellishment clusters now, so I'm layering up that last tag with the little peachy word thing. It said something like creating my happy place, but that didn't really make sense, but I wanted to use that die cut, so or creating is my happy place is what it said. And so what I did, I just cut off the creating is, and I'm just going to use my happy place because I think that makes sense for Billy's sitting there waiting for his food as his happy place when he gets to eat. So I'm adding that on there with that little heart tag. Both of those tags are going to have black and white twine as well. And then for my final cluster, I'm just going to use the black and white diagonal striped circle, chipboard circle. That's a lot. I think it plays off of that tag, the pocket card I turned into a tag really well. I'm going to use the peachy mini tag and that final little tassel from the Heidi collection because it's in that same kind of peachy tone with some more black and white twine for that other last section. And then here you can see I'm using my favorite root beer float font. And I did not want to have to open a new pack to get an A out, so I decided to use a V and turn it upside down and make an A to create my title that just says "Aw," because he's cute and adorable. And then I'm using some periods from that as my finishing touch, kind of like I would do enamel dots. I just like that extra pop of black in those areas. And then I decided to do some journaling up here next to the tag. I kind of felt like there was some open space there, so I'm using it for my journaling, and I'm just going to say billion people watching and sitting patiently for to magically open up for dinner. So I think that kind of nicely going on in both of these photos. So I'm going to do that really quick. Of course, I'm drawing lines with my ruler because I cannot draw straight. And then after this, I do some faux stitching in black around the outside, and I think that helps tie it all together. I like that extra detail and that extra little piece of black, but that's pretty much it. I was really happy I got an extra layout done this month with this kit. And if you haven't already seen it, my layout share for this month for How to Kill Kit with Style, where I go through everything I made and everything I have left over should also be live right now if you want to check it out. But here are the close-ups. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out everyone else who's playing along with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers to see what they use their Pinterest inspiration to create with. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.